Okay, again, very good afternoon to everyone. So today we are in our second class for UMT, University of Malaysia Terengganu. It's part of our CSR 2025 drive. Usually we'll have 4 different classes per year, but I think this year we'll settle with 3. Hopefully that will be sufficient. And today we're going to focus on critical review and research gap, application of AI, Google Scholar, and Scopus as well. Not Scopus AI, that will be the next class. I'm still exploring Scopus AI, but this will be more on Scopus database search, how to combine all these features to get what we want. All right, that's the whole goal today, especially on critical review and research gap. Okay, so this seminar is purposely made informal, okay, to create a comforting environment for the students, so that can lead to Q&A, any questions want to ask, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is me. I don't introduce myself further. I think the introduction is done fabulously. So this is us, Proofreading by UK PhD. We are based in Cyberjaya, Malaysia. Some of our experiences so far, what we have done over the 10 to 11 years of journey in this particular field. That's our presence so far all over the world. I think we have already hit more than that, but we leave it at that. So we are an ISO 9001 certified academic consulting firm, and some of the other recognitions that we have. For today's class, specifically focusing on critical review, research gap, and so on, very, very important. Those items will be very applicable to thesis development, publication development, quantitative, qualitative analysis. I also recently launched last week Chapter 4 Data Analysis Template. That is the brand new template I released last week. I haven't shared in these slides yet. I don't think I've posted it in the Telegram group yet. I'll be posting it very soon. And also, Viva Examiner Correction, thesis to journal conversion. All of this critical review is essential. We cannot escape that. So whatever I'm going to teach you is going to help you throughout your whole research journey. And we're also going to talk majorly about Turnitin AI today, how to beat that. Yeah, that's important for us nowadays. So, be keyboard warriors. You have any questions, please kindly ask in the chat box. Again, keep your mic muted at all times. And these are my collection of free classes. Okay, apart from what I'm doing today, I've been doing these CSR classes for very, very long time. Okay, some of it can be found, recorded. In case if you missed out, it's on my Facebook page. For those who don't use Facebook, you guys can just register one for the sake of having one so they can watch the class. You don't need to put your profile photo and so on. It's just for the sake of watching the classes if you want to. So this is our Facebook page. Okay, so I've shared the link here, okay, in WebEx. So this it's a very, very impactful page. We share a lot of resources on daily basis. Okay, a lot of important papers, a lot of classes, a lot of videos, slides, and so on and so forth. Okay, so these are what we share on daily basis. On the site, we have a lot of recorded classes as well, which quite a number of people don't know. Unfortunately, Facebook doesn't push those classes. I mean, it doesn't push into feed. So it's all securely hidden in this particular playlist. Okay, right down here, total of 132 videos. So if you click the see all button, you guys can freely explore all the videos here, including thesis development, traditional ChatGPT based literature review AI tool, Web of Science, ChatGPT for thesis writing, literature review template, problem statement template, background template, introduction template, all individual classes. They'll be very, very helpful and completely free as well. So whenever you guys are free, how to find research gap, concept paper writing, and so on, go and explore at your own leisure. Okay, so I'll leave that to you guys to explore. And then apart from that, we also have a lot of important templates. Why these templates are important? Actually, more than ever now, with the emergence of AI, which is unavoidable, more and more templates are required because of the structure that AI is giving for the level of masters and PhD. Sometimes it's, for proper masters and PhD, sometimes it's not sufficient. Okay, we have students who just copy and paste from AI into the thesis. In terms of ethics, I think I'll leave that between them and the university. But from an observer point of view, when I look at a lot of theses, being failed at proposal defense stage, getting major corrections and so on, I can see the problem is mostly factual information, okay, a lot of fake information, fake content, and more than that, the structure of the write-up is completely wrong. Okay, so therefore I've came up with all these templates to help you guys, okay, so that you guys all steer on the right path. So we have a complete table of content for quantitative study, qualitative study, mixed method study. How do you design every chapters, where to find sample thesis, chapter 3, chapter 1 complete templates, chapter 2 templates, proposal defense, Viva templates, systematic review templates, and so on. We have brand new templates on 5 chapters, which I haven't not shared here yet. In the next class, I'll update it. Then we also have data analysis template, which I released last week. Okay, the chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 templates we have already shared in our Telegram group. It's already there. Data analysis I'll be sharing very soon. Okay, so I hope that is clear. For those, how many of you here don't know where to go and download these templates? Can you all hear me clearly? Am I clear in terms of sound? Let me know in the chat box.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
We hear
Okay.
it.
Fantastic. So how many of you here don't know where to download this particular template? Please let me know so I can lead you to the location where to download. Okay. Okay. So for those who don't know, I think this link would be very helpful. Let me share that link with you guys. Okay, there we go. All right. So that is the link. Once you click it, you'll basically arrive here. I think most of you would have visited this place. If you have not subscribed to this page, very, very important to subscribe. You can click this particular button, okay, to subscribe to the page so that any new classes that come up, you'll be notified. And then as you scroll down, you can find most of my resources here. Very, very important resource is this Telegram group. Click it, join. Okay, so basically this is our resource center. Okay, this is our resource center. We have 18,000 plus members, all right? So WhatsApp group is for class, okay? It's for class, conversation, chatting. Definitely not voice note. I can see some people sending voice note. Please don't send voice note. Just type down whatever you want to type. And then that is more on announcing class and so on. But for resource center to download materials, download templates and so on, we cannot use WhatsApp because the files will expire. So I've put all the files here on my Telegram group. So if you click the search button, you'll be able to locate all the templates. So we click the templates here. You can see abstract template. Okay, latest free template, data analysis. This leading to the video. And then these are some of the templates. So you can, these are the collective templates. There you go. So these are all the templates, collective templates. This is templates. And then we have, what else? We have thesis journal templates over here. We have sample systematic review papers. Okay, so I'll let you guys explore. Everything is here, just a bit of searching. You guys will be able to find it here. I'll leave it to you guys. I don't want to spend more time on this. Let's get to the topic of the day. But yeah, all the resources are there. Don't forget, click the bell button here. Okay, bell button here. All right, so now let's get into the topic. All right, so we're going to cover 5 different areas today. Okay, the link is shared above there, so you guys can click that link and get to the Telegram through that link. So 5 different sections we're gonna talk about today. First one is going to focus on fundamentals of literature review. Number 2 is going to be on research gap, AI, Google Scholar, on all combination. I believe you cannot survive with AI, depending, of course, depending on the level of PhD. Some universities are quite easy. I've observed it. They don't really bothered about using AI, fake information, just copy and paste and submit. They're okay with that. Some universities are really, really strict. Okay, they really want to maintain the quality. They really want to have their ranking, keep increasing. So for those kind of institutions, okay, proper institutions, I think AI alone might not be the answer. We will need to combine it with Google Scholar, Scopus, and so on to have legitimate output, legitimate document. Okay, so then we're going to talk about thesis and literature development workflow, citation keyword analysis technique, very, very important to validate your content. Okay, your content. And after literature chapter, strategizing for publications. How do you prepare for publication? Okay, so this is a very, very, very important diagram. Okay, this is literally cut and pasted from my own thesis. My own thesis is about 10 years old. No, I think more than that. Now it's 12, 13 years old. Okay, 13 years old, so forgive me for the ugly looking diagram. Back then, I don't have any AI tools, no, nothing. I only used VCO. I don't even had Grammarly back then, so it's all on me. We did everything on our own. So having said that, so that's why the diagram doesn't look good. But however, the information is essential. You can draw it however you see fit. But I suggest you to have this in your thesis to properly portray what are your contributions. Okay. So for an example, for my thesis, this was my main topic. Okay, don't need to worry contextually. You don't need to understand the context. This is a very complicated PhD. It was in, it's basically physics. Okay, it's basically physics. No problem, Lukman. It's basically physics, physics with engineering and optics. So it's all in combination. And radio frequency. So it's all in one. My particular PhD. So let's not get to the technicalities. So this is the main topic, and then these subtopics that I broke down. Okay, that I sort of detailed out, and from all of this, whatever contribution that I achieved are highlighted in orange boxes. That's what I've done here. All these orange boxes are basically my contributions. Okay. Okay, these are all the contributions. I don't know what link is this. Someone posted some link. Okay, but anyway. Please do not click unknown links, but I don't know what is that link. But if it's coming to my page, but I don't think that link belongs to my page. I don't think so. Iqmal Halim. I don't think so. So click the right links. I've given the link up here already. Let me share the link again. Okay, this is the link. So whoever else sharing any link, please don't click. This is my official link. Okay, so coming back to this. So from these subtopics, okay, in PhD and Masters, you must have original contributions. That's the whole goal, right? So through these original contributions, we design publications, we design your thesis, okay? All of that comes from your original contribution. So I had 12 publications in my thesis, in my PhD. So if we calculate this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll get to the story. Why is this diagram important? So 12 contributions, 12 papers. But after that, I still wrote another 4 more. So I have total 16 papers. I have about, I think, 12 Web of Science journals and 4 conferences, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 11 and 5, one of it. So in total, I have 16, but 4 I did only after my PhD during my postdoc in the UK. So, okay. So from all of this, why is this important? Okay, why is this important? Thank you, Kay, thank you. Why is it so important? Because when your examiner comes, they want to know what have you done in your PhD. They want to know what is your contribution, what is the new thing that you have created. Okay, in PhD and Masters, you cannot be ripping off with existing idea. That's what AI is doing. AI is basically recycling old ideas and giving you. I'll show you today. Most people are using it without knowing it. Then they go to defense, they fail, or they go to Viva, they fail. All right. So this is real contributions that no one else have done it before. That's why we can publish Web of Science papers. So to your examiners, you want to show, I did show this as part of my chapter 1. This was under the instruction of my supervisor. So as soon as your examiners get to the chapter 1, they already know what you have contributed. What is your actual innovation as part of the PhD? Not invention, innovation. It's two different things, all right? So with that, I also had my publication list in my chapter 1. So that is a what do you call that, important milestone for you to have, so that that will change the perception, okay, or the perceived opinion of your examiners towards your thesis. That's a strategy. All right. So from this diagram, this is end of the day is the end goal. Okay, this is the end goal. To reach the orange boxes, okay, all these orange boxes at the back, you need a problem. Okay, so for that problem, to formulate a problem, you need literature to expose gap. That's where literature plays a very, very important role. So even after exposing a gap, you still need literature to support your solution. So now let's begin the journey on why critical review is very important. So from here is where I tie up the entire class. Okay, so when it comes to literature, first we need to define what are the types of literatures out there. What are the types of literature out there? So we have primary sources, secondary sources, tertiary sources. Many people don't even talk about this. These are, I would say, especially with AI now, many people are not talking about this because most journals or most citations given by AI are mostly open access only. And from that open access, most of them are predatory journals. Okay, if you don't know what is predatory journals, go and look it up. It's very, very important. For a very high quality thesis output, I think good journal citations are important, not predatory. Okay. Sometimes got clashes inside between examiner during proposal events, Viva was SV. Yes, but in reality, during Viva, actually your supervisor shouldn't even speak. Okay, he is not allowed, he or she not allowed to speak in reality lah. Supposed to be only your chairperson. Your chairperson supposed to handle your examiner, your Viva. They supposed to keep the examiners in check and make sure that the student is given the opportunity to answer. That's the chairperson's role. Your supervisor, if possible, your supervisor don't even need to come to your Viva. I actually asked my supervisor not to come to my Viva. Okay, not because I hate him, but because I don't want to embarrass him if I answered wrongly. So, he was in a very fatherly figure, not fatherly figure, more like brotherly figure. Okay, someone that, a mentor. So I don't want to disappoint my mentor in case if I don't do well, but I did quite well. I got only very, very minute corrections. I completed in a couple of hours. But yeah, so your supervisor actually shouldn't even voice out. Okay. Okay, but actually you passed lah, so still good enough, kan? Okay, supervisor not really supportive. He was a brutal person. Okay, but that made me stronger. Yeah, not really friendly. Definitely brutal. Okay, some people get really friendly supervisor. I really envy them. Okay, I really envy them. Anyway, back to this. So literature, you got three different categories. Primary sources, okay, are mostly your empirical journal, technical reports, thesis, patents, conference papers. These are all primary sources. That means the literature not interpreted, not redefined, not repackaged, not reinterpreted by other literature or authors. That's what we call primary sources. Then we have secondary sources. Okay. Secondary sources are basically review articles, indexes, bibliographies. These are all secondary sources. All right. Then we have tertiary sources. Tertiary sources are mostly textbooks, encyclopedia, fact books, guides, and handbooks. Okay, so these are, I would say, the funnel of literature. So you must have most of this, slightly lesser of this, and very, very lesser of this in your reference list. But with AI emergence, actually now I see more of this and very little of this, which is actually quite bad lah, which is quite bad. Okay. So coming back to this, those three categories, right? When you distribute into this, what do you call that, into this reference breakdown, how you must build your reference list, your literature. See, the reference list is the soul of your thesis. A lot of people take it very lightly, but that is the soul of your thesis. A real examiners will look at your reference list. What are the quality of journals? How many Scopus? How many Web of Science journals that you have cited? They will look at it very importantly. At least for my knowledge, as far as I know, in the US, UK, Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, all these countries, they really take that, Europe, most of Europe, they really take that reference list very, very seriously. They don't like predatory journals. They don't like all these hanky-panky journals, scam journals, and so on. Okay. So On that note, these are the distributions. Okay, 80%. Okay, 80% of citations should come from journal articles. Okay, Web of Science, Scopus, PubMed, ABDC, and so on. Okay, these are very, 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 very essential. Okay, very, very essential. So 80% must come from Web of Science, Scopus, ABDC, PubMed, this kind of high quality indexing. A bit of conference articles are fine. Official reports are definitely good. Policies, white papers, government documents are good. Okay, valid government documents. Only 15% should come from non-indexed journals, books, edited books. Then you have about 5% comes from news articles and websites that are highly credible. Highly. Okay, so to everyone who wants the attendance link, wait until the end. They will give the attendance link at the end. So leave it for the later lah. Okay. And no percentage of Wikipedia, predatory journals, non-reliable news sources and websites. Now, with the emergence of AI, okay, we are having a lot of predatory journals because those are all open access, easy for AI to learn. Most of the top-end Web of Science Scopus journals are all behind paywall, like Elsevier, Science Direct, Emerald, Sage, IEEE, all these kind of top journals are behind paywall, which AI cannot access. Even tools like Cite AI, Elicit, all these kind of tools, even if they give or they sort of shows these kind of journals, they only pick it up from the abstract. Okay, pick it up from the abstract. So you don't really get the full information. Okay, and if the abstract doesn't really tell clearly or not exactly related to your topic, okay, when you go to AI tools, if it's not really related to your topic, that abstract, although the paper might be related, it won't be shown to you. Okay, it won't be shown to you, right? So some of the questions here. Okay, let me see. Book reviews can do, please. Yeah, books all falls under here. There, you can see here, 15% only. Already stated already. How about LR comes from thesis? Okay, come from thesis. They normally don't cite because LR comes from thesis means you can go to the main source within the thesis one. So if LR is written in the thesis, definitely there will be a citation. If there is no citation, don't quote it. That means that is probably from AI, just generated, it's just hallucinated. It's not real information. Internet-based video, interviews, reports, news, as I have said here, it all comes under these brackets. You can read here. Okay, so example, video interviews, all that will come under this. Okay, reports, news, all comes under this. Okay, reports, news is not official reports. Official reports are government documents, World Bank, Health of United Nations, those kind of things. Okay, ABDC is an indexing. You can check it out. ABDC is an indexing, business indexing at the same level of Web of Science. If MDPI okay or not, because Google Scholar do pick up article from MDPI. Yes, MDPI is okay, but don't have too many because MDPI is already flagged as predatory. Okay, to a certain extent, not all of it, to a certain extent. So you can, if you want to, nothing wrong, but try to minimize it. How about citation? Yeah, I already told you here. So news articles are here. To get a definite particular topic, I thought I ideally use Wikipedia and literature. No way, man. Don't ever use Wikipedia. Okay, never use Wikipedia. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Why can't we use the first sources in literature? First sources, which first sources? First sources. Okay, I don't know what is first sources. Okay, but anyway, let me go to the next one. Okay, so some of the related classes, related video classes to today's presentation, the first part literature review, you can check out these videos, which will be very helpful. Some of it might be a bit obsolete because you got AI now. Like example, how do you actually read a paper for literature review? But now people just pump the literature into AI, get the summary, although summary is mostly not really true. Okay, the fly just make up story as they go. I've already shared it in the first class previously. In case if you miss the first class, very, very important. In case if you miss the first class, it's on my YouTube. Okay, today is class number 2. If you miss the first class, then we go here.
Hi,
Okay, this
I'm
is
Dr.
my
Tawa.
YouTube.
This is
And
my PhD
subscribe to my
thesis.
YouTube.
This is my journal.
Okay.
Writing an impactful journal, PhD proposal,
That's how the
and
price
thesis
for
is
5.37.
difficult,
Okay.
and many struggle
So
to
if you go to
articulate
the
their thoughts.
videos right
And I
here, you can watch the first class here. There you go. This is the one. All right. Free class literature review template ChatGPT for Google Scholar. Okay. This is the first class and literature review template, not critical review and research gap. It doesn't talk about that. Okay. You can look into this. So I leave that to you guys. I don't know what is this. Okay. All right. So that's done. Now, and how to write your PhD master's research proposal, time planning for your proposal and thesis, although the year is different, but the months are always the same. Okay. And then some of the podcasts with our former alumni, already completed PhD, Dr. Atira, Dr. UG, UKM, UTM, and how to find research gap as well. Okay, this is some inspiring podcast. She took 10 years to complete a PhD. She came to me at the 10th year, so you guys can watch this if you want. All these are on Facebook. And she is a part-time PhD student who took about 5 or 6 years. Also, how did she put through the whole thing? She shared a lot, so you guys can watch it if you want to. Okay, so now going to the second segment, Research Gap, AI, and Google Scholar. All right, so Rizwan, how to get access on paid journals while from underdeveloped countries. I actually don't know. Sci-Hub don't really work anymore because you cannot get all the latest journals, I'm being honest. You can request to your friends in other countries, okay? Of course, you cannot buy, it's too expensive. It's really crazy expensive. What else? Basically, you have to request from others. You know, we got many Facebook groups. We have our Telegram group, which I shared earlier. You can ask for anyone's help if they're willing to help. Reach out to other institutions, check out. You know, you have to find out. I really don't have an answer, to be honest to you, because everything is behind paid wall, right? Okay. Okay. So now coming into creating PhD research gaps topics from an existing study. This is an interesting part to go through today. So the topic is retention and development of Generation Y employees. Just a random topic, very easy to understand, just to so that it'll be easily understandable for everyone, because we have students from various countries and various specialization. Okay, so just to understand the crowd today, you guys are from which university and which country today? Okay, Kusai, I'll answer you later. That's such a long question. I'll answer you later. All right. I know you don't miss any of my classes. Okay. Now for everyone, you can PM me later, Kusai. I'll answer you. Okay. So you guys are all from which university and which country? Okay. PM. All right. Because I know I shared the class on my Telegram group. So I don't know my Telegram group's demographic now. Okay, you got Mauritius, you got Maldives, you got Unimap, Sierra Leone, UTM, JB, UPM, UTM, UM, UIE, IIUM, UNIKL, very good. UPM, UTM, UITM, UMS Sabah, Ghana, UTM Pakistan, UTM JB, UMK, Malaysia, Ghana, welcome. MSU, UMT, okay. UPM, UTM, UTP, MSU, Nigeria, UNISA, IIUM, a lot of IIUM students, okay. Qatar, Notec, okay. Palestine, I hope everything is good back home, my friend. UTM Nasrin Ibrahim, UTM. Okay, all right. So a lot, mostly Malaysian University lah, which is good. Okay. All right. Okay, that's good. So we all can be on the same spectrum, right? Same modulation. That's the right term. Same modulation. Okay. So this is the topic we're going to explore today on how to get a research gap, how to use AI to get research gap, can or not. All right, just one moment. Kelvin, close that door. Okay. It's quite warm. Okay. So this is the paper that I'm looking into. Okay, this is the paper that I'll be looking into. Emerald paper, quite a good paper. All right, so development and retention of Generation Y employees, a conceptual framework. I really like this paper because I'm very interested to know the outcome of the study. So I'm really looking into it now. So I want to find new research gaps for this particular topic. Okay, so it's basically how to develop employees, Gen Y employees, okay, extending to Gen Z also lah, and how to retain them in a company, in an industry. Okay, how to keep them, because compared to Gen X and Boomers, I think Gen Y and Gen Zs, they leave, Gen Z especially, they leave very fast. Okay, they leave an organization. These actual reports, they leave an organization within 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 2 weeks, and so on. Okay, so that's what's happening. So therefore, these are the objectives to propose new methods in the paper, from the paper. These are not new objectives, these are existing objectives. To propose new methods for employers to retain Generation Y employees from jumping jobs, to propose talent management techniques to develop Generation Y employees so that they stay, they don't run. Okay. So I want to find new topic. Okay, from um, yeah, from ChatGPT. Okay, I only use ChatGPT. I don't use anything else because I find anything else is just a waste of time. Because end of the day, that anything else software, including Elicit, Lead Map, Consensus, Jenny AI, all these apps, they all end of the day connect back to OpenAI. They all mostly use OpenAI as their model, and they just build on top of it. Okay, so what I do, I don't want any secondary software. I just go to the primaries. I use ChatGPT because I get everything from here. I don't need so many software. Okay. And by the way, I don't use AI for research because I don't really trust it, as there is a lot of fake information. Even the literature I upload also, the fella give me fake information. Very bad experience. So I just use it for teaching because I know in the current age, you cannot separate AI from students. Okay, it's already part and parcel of it. So I only embrace it for teaching. Other than that, I still do my own research. All right. So I upload the same paper, that PDF paper. This is my prompt. Okay. If you were to refer to this paper, we call this persona prompting. Persona prompting. If you were to refer to this paper, what are the new research scopes can be created based on this paper? Okay. So what are the new research area, new research scopes, new research gaps can be created from this? Okay. So from here, the answer is based on the paper, based on paper development. This is the title by Naeem Lenka. Here are the research scopes that can be explored. Okay. So number one, empirical validation of the framework. Number two, cross-cultural comparative study. Differentiated competency analysis, social media and learning culture, mentoring modalities and effectiveness, generational comparison studies, strategic leadership behavior, longitudinal studies, and so on. Okay. So, let me ask all of you. Okay, before I ask you the question, there's a long comment here. Sources, the first sources was written about the issue. For example, I want to write about the person. They told me you cannot use his books in literature. The first sources were written about the issue. They told me you cannot use his books in literature. I don't know. I have to look at the context. Then I can answer you, Madi. Maybe you can PM me later, okay? Then maybe I can look into the issue. Okay. All right. Good, huh? Okay. So now my questions to all of you. Okay, all of you are focused here. I've already uploaded the paper. I asked the fellow to give me research gap. The fellow give me all these ideas. Okay. What do I do next? What would you do next? For those who knows the answer, don't answer. I mean, like if you have already attended this class before, don't answer. For those who come to this class for the first time, answer me, what would you do once these ideas are given to you? What would be your next course of action? Okay, read. To check these gaps carefully, find the actual paper cited, read it myself. Okay. Verify the idea manually, fact check. Okay. Search for the same topic, cross-check citation. Search for the same topic, find more detail about the papers related to fact check, find related SLR. No one will just copy and use from here. Prepare LR matrix table, okay. Compare with other journals related with our research. Okay, all right. So far, some of the answers are quite good. I'm very glad to see that. Seems like my TikTok videos and my other classes really worked. I've educated people for free so that they don't commit to mistakes that will cost their PhD and masters. I'm very glad to see that. Very, very happy. So now, the first thing before you go into SLR, literature, matrix, all this, the first thing I like some of the answers, fact check. Is this really new or not? Okay, because as far as I know, as of now, AI cannot generate new idea. Okay, the flow will, in Malaysian context, we call it goreng. Okay, they will refry the same chicken back to you and make it look like a different chicken, but it's the same chicken. Okay, it's the same chicken. Very simple to find out. That's why I say you need to couple AI with Google Scholar. It's very important that you do that because Google Scholar, like it or don't like it, still the best literature database in the world. Okay, in the world. Nothing can beat Google Scholar yet. Okay, people like me, we use AI very easily because we learn the fundamental of research. Okay, we know, we did PhD when there were no single tools. Only tool I had was EndNote and MATLAB. That's it. I don't have anything else. All right. MATLAB to crunch numbers, crunch my codes, EndNote to do my references. Table it. That's it. The rest, all Google Scholar, find the papers, do the review, read the papers, everything on our own. So that's why we can easily trace when an AI lies. When I read, I know this is not true. Okay. So if I look at this, the moment the first say test the conceptual model, mentoring, strategic leadership, social media, knowledge sharing, competency, effective community retention across industries and countries, and then the first say use structural equation modeling, I already know something wrong. Why would the FLIR recommend SEM? There are so many structural equation modeling. Why the FLIR have to recommend PLS? Okay, why? So the FLIR can just tell any analysis tool. It's not necessary to use structural equation. You can even code the FLIR, you can program the FLIR, you can put this flow on Python, you can do so many different things. Okay. So therefore, the way to find out, another thing, this one also, cross-cultural comparative study. Investigate how cultural dimensions of its framework. The moment they say one particular framework, I'm very doubtful already. Okay, how it influenced Gen Y's expectation for leadership, mentoring, digital learning tools. Compare outcomes between developed and developing nations, India versus UK. This is another flag for me, red flag. Why only India and UK? Okay, and K. Budin is very right. AI got no fresh idea. They don't have. Okay, and Haslina, can you share the tips how to answer when panic, especially when the panel asks about the citation? My first advice to you is please don't have fake citation. If you have fake citation, there's nothing can save you. I'm being very honest. Okay, I am looking at students who are failing. Even yesterday we had one. Last week we had 16 students. Okay, yesterday we had one. No, yesterday we had two. All right. So if you know something is fake, something is not true, go and change it. Don't just submit. Don't. If you're lucky, you'll escape. But you guys need to remember something. This is something PhD students and master students don't realize, especially PhD. You will always publish paper. So today you may escape from, you know that those information are not really there in those papers, but you just copy and paste. Today you might escape defense. Tomorrow you might escape your viva, but you're going to put it all into. There are two ways you will get caught one day. One is your publication because other people will cite your papers. Okay, those papers are out there. People will read. They will create new research gap. When they want to look at your references, they see, hey, why this information that this guy reported, this person reported is not there? Why is it not there? Okay, that will raise query. Then your thesis. When the next student comes along, wants to create a new research gap, they open up your thesis, they start reading. They cannot find the reference, or even if they find the reference, they cannot find the right information inside the reference. Under these two circumstances, even your PhD can be pulled back if someone reports. So be very, very careful. Again, I say, if you come from university that doesn't really care, then there's nothing much for me to say. I'm talking about the good universities, right? So these two particular idea I've analyzed, coming back to this, okay. So empirical validation of the framework, test the conceptual framework, use SCM, PLS, and so on. When I go and do a simple Google Scholar check, okay, simple Google Scholar check, this exact idea had already been published in 2024, already done. The relationship between talent management practice and retention of Generation Y employees mediating role of competency development. Already, every variable is stated here. Knowledge sharing, social media strategy, leadership, mentoring, intention, Generation Y, effective commitment, everything is there. Okay. So now my question to you, do you still want to do systematic review on this topic? Do you still want to go and explore this particular topic? Can you still use this exact solution for your PhD or not? Absolutely nope. Okay. Now, the next idea given, cross-cultural comparative study. This is the part where AI really, I'm using premium version. I'm not using free version. I'm using premium version so that I get the full access of the model. All right. So, cross-cultural comparative study, investigate how cultural dimension of its framework influence Gen Y expectation for leadership, mentoring, digital learning tools, compare outcomes, developing nations. Already done. Okay. Generation Y Workers Empirical Framework Culture Organizational Aspects, 2019. Before that, this is an extension of this work. Cultural Values and Career Goal, Gen X, Gen Y Conceptual Framework. Okay, both also got Hofty's framework. Whatever mentioned here already done fully in these two papers. Okay, very simple to search. Okay, if you don't know how to use Google Scholar, because most students nowadays don't, if I give you all the keywords study, right? Just go and type here Gen Y, mentoring, strategic leadership, use quotation mark, social media, knowledge sharing, competency development, effective commitment, retention. You'll get the first paper out there, you see? Already done ready. Same thing here, of its framework, Gen Y, leadership, mentoring, you can find ready the papers. Exactly done. Okay. So whenever I finish my class, students will always ask me, then why do you ask us to use AI? I'm not saying not to use AI. I'm just saying don't use AI for the wrong reason. Okay, for the wrong reason. Guys, don't worry about the link. Don't worry about the attendance. Don't worry about the recording. Don't worry. Okay, at the end of the class, they will share. In case if you leave early, you can ask in the group later. So don't worry. Okay, you are all in the group. Don't worry. Okay, take it easy and focus on the class. Okay. What if you want your existing research framework context in the specific country? You can, but provided you don't use the exact framework, there must be modification, innovation done on the framework. There must be, not just copy and paste. It doesn't work that way. Okay. So why do I show this? Don't use AI wrongly. Okay. I'm even hearing some universities, even supervisors and universities, tell the students go and find new idea from AI. Then I'm like, these guys don't really go and study. They don't really investigate how AI works. So this is the investigation for you guys. ChatGPT 4.0, $100 billion investment. Okay, this particular development. This is what we get. All right. So it is good, not for every purposes. Okay, now next option, brain work. How to come up with research gap? Okay, I will teach you today a very simple technique. Okay, if AI doesn't help you, you are still smart enough. You're still human. We have done PhD in the ages of where there was nothing. Okay, back then. So don't worry. AI is not everything. You can still think and come up with ideas. So don't worry. You're smart. Okay, I have videos on my TikTok teaching how to use Google Scholar. You can go through my TikTok later. Okay, so I call it creative observations. Okay, creative observations. I have generated 5 different ideas from the same paper. Okay, that spoke about retention and development of Generation Y employees. Okay, so if you look at this, We use AI, not getting the right answers that we want. So what I do, I look at, when I go through literature, I'm looking at papers all talking about employees. Everyone talk about retaining employees, giving them this, giving them that, giving them all the free food, all the perks, everything we want to give employees. Now my question is, how far can the employer sustain? Okay. Uh, okay. Later I'll share. Harry is from which university? Harry? Yes, correct, Kusai. You're absolutely right. Okay. So, UTP, PhD, UITM. Okay, kalau UITM, this link will take you there. Okay, so UITM, there you go. We got two different group for UITM, right? Okay, because so many students in UITM, so we have two different groups. Okay, coming back to this. So, most of the scope is looking from employees' point of view. So many papers have done already. When you search, you got too many papers, try not to go into it because it's very difficult to find research gap. You should take an alternative route, a diversion. So my diversion here is POV. So we have employees from one side. Okay. We have employers. Okay, employees from one more side, right? So here we have employees uh, who, we have to give a lot of retention stuff, a lot of perks, a lot of free food, a lot of everything lah. Okay, everything we have to give to retain them. And we give and we give and we give. And my question is, a lot of businesses are collapsing now. How are they going to sustain? Only the big top five like Facebook, Google, all these people can sustain, but all the other small SMEs and so on, they cannot sustain in this model. So then if I look at it from this point of view, what will happen to them? No one looks at it. That is why I call POV method or creative observation lah, or POV, same lah. Point of view observation, the same. Okay. So this is POV method. Okay. So if you're looking at certain things at one direction, how if you look from the other direction? What do you get end of the day? All right. So looking at, and I'll show you the literature in a while. Looking at it from this basis, employer point of view, my first question would be, what would be the impact on organization or employers by giving special care to Gen Y? What is the impact? Okay, the keywords here is organizational impact, Generation Y, millennials. Okay. So this is how normally we build keywords lah, right? Important keywords for us to maintain throughout the whole research. So what would be the impact on organization or employers by giving special care to Gen Y? What will happen? Can they sustain or not? We don't know. No one wants to study that. So that can go into very good detailed OPEX study versus income versus, social impact, how they're going to sustain and so on. Pressure, all those things. Okay. So the keywords here is organizational impact, Generation Y, millennials. Because Generation Y and millennials are interchangeable terms, right? Interchangeable terms. So I'm using Boolean operators here, organizational impact and Generation Y or millennials. That means this word is coupled with either this word or this word. Okay, I meant to say keywords lah. Okay. So similarly, all these ideas. So it's just a simple switch of point of view. All right. Now, to explore this kind of ideas further, we go back to ChatGPT. So what do we do in ChatGPT? So we go to validation, whether this idea is workable or not. Okay, so workable or not. I know some people might find it difficult to come out research gap this way. If you go back to my first class, the recording, I also shared another method of using snowballing. You can also look into that. The videos on my YouTube, you can check it out. Okay, so right here, most of the studies are focusing on employees' point of view. Okay, on retaining Gen Y employees, while none looks at the impact of employer struggle on keeping up with Gen Y. Are there any such studies? Okay, then the first said here, while much existing study on retaining Generation Y employees emphasizes their perspective and expectations, there is a growing body of research that explores the challenges employers face in retaining this cohort. Okay, so he said there are some. Okay, then the fella give me this paper. Say, go look at this paper. You see, all the papers that the fella give me is mostly open access. They will never give me Elsevier, never give me what they call that, Science Direct, Springer, because those papers are all behind paywall. ChatGPT cannot crawl and learn. Cannot. So you don't actually get access to the full scale literature review or literature. Okay, so if I open this paper, download, okay, there you go. This is the paper. Okay, so from here, employee retention factors affecting Generation X and Y personnel in the IT sector. Okay. So if I just read the abstract, we can know whether this paper is related or not. This study aims to find out how often Gen X, Gen Y employees leave their jobs. Okay, not really relevant really, because it's talking from the existing point of view. It doesn't talk about the new POV. According to Irving Goffman's theory of frame analysis, these three key factors have been found to have an effect the way people work: social values, personal values, and so on. So at the end conclusion, if you read here, towards the end, it was found that differences in personality and behavior between Generation X and Generation Y caused Generation Y to leave jobs more often than Generation X. Based on the sample, horrible English by the way, based on the sample, the researchers also made predictions about the two generations' plan to stay and live. See, these are the kind of papers that ChatGPT will be showing. Look at the quality of this paper. Okay, it's horrible, horrendous. Okay, first thing is horrendous. Okay, useless, predatory, open access journal. That's the first thing. Second thing, this paper is still talking about employees. It's not talking about employers. So I'm still not getting the right feedback that I want from ChatGPT. So what do I do next? I turn to Scopus to check in Scopus database. Such papers exist or not. So this is Scopus database. This is how you search in Scopus. You go to all field, organizational impact. Okay, then we take N, all fields, Gen Y. Okay, that is means quotation mark. Okay, this is quotation mark. That means absolutely that is all considered one word. Okay, it's not separate words. If I don't put this quotation mark, organization will be separate word, impact will be considered separate word. Okay, and then here we change to all function, all fields, millennials. Okay, okay, millennials. All right, now I search. Okay, from the search, I found 87 documents because the search is very precise. So we get only 87 documents and we can sort of go through it. Just quickly read. The influence of a graduate attributes, humanistic principle, leadership, social responsibility, not really relevant. The relationship between digital clinical practice environment, not really relevant. Individual acceptance, not really relevant. Um, Digital marketing intervention on dynamic finance, not really relevant. Hot management trends, not relevant. Elaboration likelihood model, not relevant. Empirical managerial landscape of workplace, this is okay. This one is okay. Empirical and managerial landscape of workplace spirituality, this is kind of relevant. So far, there's only one paper that is relevant, which tells you the novelty of the topic. Not really many people talk about this. You can easily, anyone looking for a topic to start their PhD, this is a good topic for you. You can go and look into it. I guarantee you can get a PhD out of this topic as long as you get a very good framework out of it. Okay, so that is how you find out. That is Scopus. You can also do the same in Google Scholar. Same thing, Generation Y or millennials, quotation mark, organizational impact. Because in Google Scholar, N function, A and D, is already embedded in the search bar. So you don't need to type A and D. You'll get the same result. Okay. So by searching this, you get 977 result. Even here also, The organization impact of digital native organizations responding next generation knowledge workers. This is good. This one is relevant. Okay. Hearing the voice of Gen Y. Okay. Again, this employee related. Explore motivation outcomes of long-term international sport, not relevant. Emerging organization landscape with generation Y. Yes, this is relevant. One book is here. Mentoring needs and expectations of generation Y human resource practitioners. Again, employee siding. Okay, so if you look at all this, there's only one or two papers only related. So which makes it very, very, very novel. Okay, so I hope that is clear. That is one way of you finding out how novel is your study that you want to work on. If you see too many papers citing the same thing, that means you cannot find research gap. It will be very, very difficult to find. Okay, so Nazila, dear Prof, always different standard to determine between master's and PhD. Could you please share what actually the main elements to consider? Actually, to be honest to you, it's very hard to decide. I've seen PhD in certain universities that are worse than masters in certain universities. I'm being honest. I've seen masters in certain universities to be more difficult than certain PhDs. So I think it all comes down to how your supervisor evaluate. Okay, how your supervisor's judgment is. Okay, so it's very individual. It's not really a gold standard to follow. Okay. Could you please advise on how many citations should be included when several articles confirm the same point? Kalau same point, I think 2 or 3 is enough. 2 or 3 is enough, not more than that. Najib, Dr. Tawa, sorry, Dr. Vista, can we upload our own article from a subscribed journal article? You can, no one cares, can, no problem. I've done it before. All my papers in PhD, just to get citation, I upload all of it in ResearchGate. And it actually got me good citations. You can, but I don't know the actions will be taken by academia or by the journal publishers. I don't think they will take because they are already hated because of the APC, the article processing charges. But I can tell you, to manage a journal is not easy. It's a lot of work. A lot of capital goes into it. The system, the platform, the people to manage it, manpower, and software, Turnitin. All these things are very expensive. So I cannot say that journal simply charging. It is because it's very difficult to manage. Okay, getting the standard, getting into Scopus and Web of Science itself is very, very difficult. Okay, so I hope all these parts are clear. Okay, so that is all the searches. So continue using AI. Don't stop, but make sure you know how to validate, how to investigate. Don't simply copy and paste. That's my moral of the class before I go to the next segment. Okay. So any more questions here? Okay. If no questions, this one is just search string, just to show you how thick, how lengthy a search string can be. Okay. All right. This is important, very, very important. Turnitin AI. Some of the students still claim that humanizing tools work, humanizing tools work, humanizing tools don't work. They're not even looking at the right icon. They look at the normal Turnitin and they think it works. Actually, they have to look at the blue marker, Turnitin AI. We have already experimented undetectable AI. We have experimented Quillbot. We have experimented Stealth Writer. We have experimented everything else also. We have a combination of it experimented here. All these videos were highly watched, 1.7 million, 240, and now 250,000 already. This is 100,000 plus already. This is almost 100,000. So all of these are very highly watched. I can tell you, all the humanizing tools miserably failed because there are two categories in Turnitin now. Okay, there are two categories. Okay, category one will say that you used AI tools to write. Category 2, okay, Turnitin AI category, and this is category 1. Okay, you see, category 1. Category 2, right, will basically tell this, see, category 1 is AI generated only. Okay. Category 2 will say AI generated and AI paraphrased. That means you take the AI, you try to, escape the humanizing part. I mean, you try to basically eliminate Turnitin AI. The flow will tell you, this guy written by AI and try to paraphrase by AI. So you got two categories now. So, okay, all right, all right. So, what is the only solution? The only solution is human-based paraphrasing. We managed to beat Turnitin AI from 94% to 0% on both categories. That means when we touch the document, when we paraphrase, like this one, 94%, right? A lot of students actually, they get mistaken. They use Turnitin AI humanizing tools. Many people recommend on TikTok. They get cheated. They go and pay. They buy. They paraphrase. They will be looking at this. Because students, mind you guys, students cannot see this. This is only visible to supervisors and administrators. That means your librarians or whoever manages your Turnitin and your supervisors. Student account cannot see AI rating, cannot see. Okay, so you won't be able to see this report all. So students, when they see this, they think, oh, I already beat my Turnitin, done. No, you need to focus on this. Humanizing tools cannot beat this. Impossible to beat this. All right. So therefore, we came up with this. We truly humanize it. We truly paraphrase it. This is what we do. Okay. Under paraphrasing, proofreading, editing, and structuring. We also have a more budget version of this. It's called L3. It's only paraphrasing, proofreading, editing. It's slightly cheaper. Okay, slightly cheaper. So in case if you need paraphrasing, you can get in touch later. All right. Turnitin AI is different from, yes, it is different. See, this is AI. This is normal. A lot of people think this is Turnitin AI. In reality, it's not. This is Turnitin AI. We got a separate icon. Okay. So, Turnitin AI different. Turnitin AI really powerful. Yes, it is. Sometimes I use my own writing and then ask ChatGPT to correct my writing. And then, yes, of course. The moment ChatGPT, the moment any AI tools or any even Grammarly, if the fella rewrite your whole sentence, it's not considered your writing anymore. So therefore, they will flag it as Turnitin AI. So that's the problem. Oh, is it okay if I cited about 80% review articles in my thesis? Not really. There's too many. You need more empirical papers. 80% is too many. Okay. How to check using Turnitin apps or any software? Turnitin AI lah. Turnitin AI, that's a software lah. So don't, okay, there are AI detector under Quillbot, AI detector under Grammarly, AI detector under undetectable AI or any AI tools lah. They have their own AI detectors which are not precise. I have tested many times. For those who are not following me on TikTok here, because that is where I put all my latest updates. How many of you here not following me on TikTok? Okay. For those who are not on TikTok, please go and subscribe. You can see this one experiment, undetectable AI. Okay. And then we have one more, Turnitin AI latest update. Okay. Now Turnitin AI latest update. It can scan thesis more than 200, 300 pages. Scan. No problem. Okay. Recognize, yes, it will recognize other language also. It will recognize. Okay. So this is the latest update. And then we have Turnitin AI, other AI plagiarism software. How precise is Turnitin AI? You can see this compared to other detectors. Then we have, for Turnitin AI, we have this Turnitin AI versus everybody. Okay, many Turnitin AI software were tested. Then you can also find Stealth Writer, tested already, doesn't work. Then we also have Quillbot. Quillbot is somewhere here. We have undetectable AI and Quillbot. That Quillbot is here, and then undetectable AI is here. So we have done all the tests. Okay. So I give the link already, right? I haven't given the link. Okay, here's the link to my TikTok. In case if you have TikTok, you want to follow, feel free to follow. Okay, so I'll leave that. So human-based paraphrase. I also have classes in that the TikTok video where I teach how to paraphrase. Okay, I teach how to paraphrase. Even using grammar fix, grammar, yes, it will be detected as AI. Nicodemus, it will be detected as AI. Because now Grammarly not changing words, it's changing the whole paragraph. It's following the AI trend, but then it flags up in Turnitin lah. Yeah, you can, Kusa, you can cite, nothing wrong with that. I cite all my own papers, nothing wrong. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now, this is important to understand. Okay, so right time Islam asked, what is your advice to improve writing with the support of AI? Let me tell you this. This is a real story. Okay, very important to all of you. For those who are now have their thesis or proposal, they know inside them that there are a lot of fake information. They know, but they make don't know. That means they bought bodo. They just leave it because they think they won't get caught. read this news. Okay, read this news, this one right here. Paper rejected for AI, fake references published elsewhere with hardly anything changed. Okay, so this journal, this particular paper was first submitted to a journal. Okay, submitted to Journal of Radio and Audio Media, JRM. Okay, this is the title of the paper. Even title is out already public. Monitoring the development of community radio comprehensive bibliometric analysis. Okay, done ready. Then the reviewer at that point, they said because she rejected, she had concerns the article was written by AI. She also noticed several references, including one she supposedly wrote, were fake. She found many fake references. So she rejected the paper. So this guy, what he did, this owner of this paper, he did not change anything. He just go and submit to another journal. And the other journal is Scopus Q1, and they accepted. Okay, Anna Gladkova accepted the paper. So this reviewer somehow found out, okay, it's a small field, right? Research only what? A small field, small circle. Found out, she went and reported to this journal and she reported to Retraction Watch. Retraction Watch is like a sort of journal governing body, like NGO. Okay, they really take care of the quality. They see who is abusing and so on. And they will publicize their name with the photos. Okay, you become very famous. So, in April 7, email seen by Retraction Watch, Award raises concerns about the paper to Anna Grokova. She is the editor-in-chief. This was the first reviewer. Okay, first reviewer. The editor-in-chief of World of Media, this is the journal name, World of Media, Scopus Q1, which is published under Journalism Faculty at Lomonosov University. Okay. Now, the reviewer said, emphasized that the authors were informed of why their submission was rejected in the first journal. She said already. But they did not make any changes before they submitted to this new journal. Okay, so after she reported, the journal was undertaken. That means it was taken down. In the website, you can see the author's name, the journal website. You can see they already put there. Paper had been removed under investigation. And the journal also reported to the university, the author's university, and also reported on the author. Even the author's name, everything is already published. Okay, so very, very, very careful when you use AI. A lot of fake information, because when people want to cite your paper, they will start reading your paper and all the literature related to the paper. They will start reading. When they cannot get the right information, then they start digging inside. Then that's a problem. Okay. How many resources, books to construct our LR in one point? There's no such thing. It can be 5, can be 10, can be 20, can be 30. There's no a single number for it, Flora. Okay. All right, so this is one situation. The next situation is this. This one is a recent news. PhD student expelled from University of Minnesota for allegedly using AI because of fake information again. A lot of fake information. How to solve this, I will tell you in the coming up slides. Okay, just wait for it. Okay, this one we can skip. We can go here. Thesis and literature development workflow. Okay, now let's take a quick 5 minutes break. Okay, and then we'll come back and finish this. And then we'll go to the most important segment, which is CCAT, Citation Keyword Analysis Technique. So that's why it's important that, very, very important that you generate a really novel research objective research questions. Very, very, very crucial. Okay. So that's the first step of everything. That means your problem statement, your RORQ, very, very important. So for that, it's very important to look at these steps of development. This is our 12 steps master's PhD development framework. This is our consulting framework. This is how we normally coach and consult students. So start from step number 1. You need to build a 10 pages proposal with novel RORQ, with very, very new RORQ, new framework, new existing theory, but new framework or new solution. If you guys are from engineering, new solution, new lab stuff, and so on. Okay. So this 10 pages proposal is very, very important, so that before you write your chapters 1 to 3, your supervisor already read. What is the difference between noble and novel? Okay, forget noble. Novel is a new stuff. Okay, noble being higher class. All right, novel is what we're talking about. Okay, novel research. This 10 pages proposal will define your pathway. Very, very important. Why? If you do your chapters 1 to 3 directly, if you get not so new idea, fake ideas, all these things, you have to scrap the whole thing. All right. But if you do from 10 pages proposal, then your chances of scrapping is much lower because the document is much thinner and much quicker. If you're not on the right path, you can just scrap, make a new 10 pages versus scrapping 80 pages is much more painful. That's why it's important to get your supervisor's blessing with these 10 pages itself. Okay, right after that, once supervisor says, okay, he likes the idea, he or she likes the idea, move on to chapters 1 to 3, 50 to 80 pages. Okay, this is how normally when we coach, this is how we take one step at a time, right? Then, right after this, one prof say, don't send your thesis for proofing since it's your work, not others. I want to know if this is correct. I've been doing proofreading for 11 to 12 years now. Okay. I have seen more than 40 plus thousand documents in my life. So I don't see that is true at all. Now, even worse than that, when you upload your, they say don't send for proofreading to one person, but then we are using AI, we are uploading, okay, we are uploading our entire document into AI and let the flood train. Okay, that means the flow recording all your information. When I go and prompt something very close to what you're doing, I'll get all the information from AI. There is no filter. There is no filter. There is no filtration from AI or protecting your information. The moment you upload your framework, your RORQ, your theory, everything is already donated to the public. Anyone can prompt, they can get your same RORQ framework, everything. They can go write and publish already. So by the time you finish your PhD, someone already published a topic very similar to yours. You are done. Okay. So rest of the questions I'll answer in a while. Okay. Right after this is where proofreading is very important. Okay. If you're using AI tools, be careful of Turnitin AI. If you're using human, won't be a problem. So I leave that to you. This will iron up your proposal, chapters 1 to 3, whether you're on the right track or not. Okay, in terms of language, in terms of content, and so on. Okay, right after that, normally we'll prepare our students for coaching, for defense. We'll coach them how to go and defend their proposal, chapters 1 to 3. We'll teach them how to build slides and so on. Okay, then after their proposal defense, we will teach them how to address all the corrections. This is step 1 to step 6 for proposal development, master's or PhD, right? Okay, while all this happening, you can see very uniquely our framework focuses on producing journals. Okay, producing journals very, very early into the PhD. If your aim is Scopus or Web of Science, nowadays it takes minimum 6 months to 1.5 years for Scopus to get acceptance. Not scam journals. I'm not talking about scam journals. Proper Scopus journals take 6 months to 1.5 years. Web of Science can take more than 2 years, sometimes even 3 years to get one acceptance. That's why it's important to start early. At this stage, the moment our clients finish chapter 1 to 3, they will immediately start systematic review, conceptual review. We'll coach them how to start and so on. Okay. So that is all the steps here. Once you go into your thesis stage, okay, here your data collection is important. How you want to collect, that depends on your research. Finishing your chapters 4 and 5. Most of the steps here we have templates already. It's in our Telegram group. You can check it out. After your analysis only, you have to expand your chapters 1 to 5. When you combine together, then only you expand the thesis. All right, not earlier. You don't write 150 pages proposal because it's too much. Maximum 80 pages. The expansion will take place here once you combine chapter 1 to 5. Once you combine, you align your data analysis discussion, you align your chapter 1 to 3, chapters 1 to 3 according to your 4 and 5. That's what happens here. Then produce 2 more journals, empirical review papers if you want more papers. This proofreading is very, very important to be done by humans. Okay, so that a human can verify whether whatever you have written makes sense or not. They can structure everything back precisely. That's what we do here, this particular stage. Okay, this is very, very crucial. And at this stage, I won't really encourage to upload your whole thesis into an AI platform because Grammarly is still okay, because Grammarly is not a generative AI, where the write thesis for you. But if you're going to talk about ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Genie AI, any of these other platforms, it's very, very dangerous because basically you're donating out your whole research. You're just donating. Okay, then prepare for Viva. Okay, after Viva, normally we will teach the students how to address all the comments. These are all the steps required. So at the beginning stage, if your RORQ, your problem statement, anything goes wrong here, the entire journey is going to be wrong. Okay, it's going to be destroyed. All right. So that's what I wanted to emphasize here. These are the two modes that we normally work on: coaching mode or consulting mode. All right. Now coming to your question. So Fazal, I answered. Aisha, I answered. Taslima, is there any difference between master's and PhD proposal page number? Proposal, no. Proposal is more or less the same. The final thesis has a difference. Okay. What are the key targets of 10 pages proposal? I have a video on my TikTok. I've already explained how to develop the 10 pages also. Most of the things here we have already explained in videos because I don't have resources to help every student. We actually have a lot of requests. Okay. Because we have not, I have more than 100 consultants, but we cannot really help out every student. It's just too much. Okay. Grammarly is okay, but I use a lot for Grammarly. Yeah, Grammarly is okay. Grammarly is no problem with Grammarly is good. But Grammarly, now a new problem appeared with Grammarly is when the flow rewrite, when you accept the flow rewrite majorly, right? That will all increase your Turnitin AI. Then once you go to the Turnitin AI stage, when you want to submit, very difficult for you to justify. Okay, very difficult for you to justify that you actually did all the writing. If your university has a method for that, then talk to them. Okay, that is the only downfall of Grammarly. But one other problem is when you don't hire a human at the final stage to proofread, you won't get feedback. You won't know where you're going wrong, whether your story makes sense, all those proofing part. That's what we call proofing part. Okay, so I leave that to you guys. These are some of the papers that we worked on throughout our journey. These are some of the most highest impact review papers that we worked after the proposal. Okay, this one is Q1 impact factor 16.799, Web of Science SEIE. This was SEI, but now SEIE ranked number 1. Okay, in the whole segment of this topic. This is another good paper if you want to look at sample, and these are good samples to look at. Q1 impact factor 16, narrative review. Also another paper. This is on sustainable energy, food science that we worked on. This is social science. Q1 also impact factor 10, rank number 7. And this is another one in engineering. Q1 impact factor 7, systematic conceptual review. These are all right after chapters 1 to 3 that we consulted. Okay. All right. So now coming back to the rest of the journey, searching for articles, how to organize all this, I've already taught in the previous class. So I don't want to repeat. We go to CCAT. CCAT is more important. All right. All this, if you want to learn better, in the previous class on my YouTube, I've already taught all of this stage here. I have even given a prompting technique in ChatGPT, how to actually prompt properly to read your paper. Even then, there's a lot of fake information. You must be very careful, but we have done that. You can go and check out on YouTube, okay? Okay, this one we can skip. Now read and make notes. All this entire segment I've covered in the previous class already. Now, in order to enable critical review, okay, this particular part here, I have designed this template. Okay, very, very important template. This is segmented into 5 sections. Okay, I've already explained it. Start by understanding the paper that you're reading, familiarity with the subject area of the paper, critical analysis, apply your thought process, how you intend to do it, and how to structure a literature review. Okay, so I have break it down into 17 questions. Very, very powerful, the way that I've structured here. I know most of the students, not you guys, most of the students nowadays use AI to read. That I leave it to you. Okay, but if you really want to get, can the organizer help me mute everyone, please? A lot of cross voice. Okay. So for those who really want to get critical, for all of them who really wants to get critical review, okay, these are the steps you need to follow. You can find this template on my Telegram group. These are the steps to follow. All right. So from what are the focus of the paper, source relevant, reliable, how is it reliable, what are the recent developments, what are the appropriate methods of the paper, what are the methods acceptable, what are the strengths of the paper chosen, what evidence have you found to support the strength. All of these questions, if you can find answer, that is critical review. Okay. All right. I hope that is, how long does it take to make one critical review? That depends on individual. Okay, really depends on individual. So how long you take to read a paper. But it is time consuming. But the problem is if you skip this part, you just ask AI to read. AI will give you, let's say, 10 information from a paper, 5 to 6 of it would be fake. So you'll be reporting fake. That's the first thing. Second thing, the 10 version also will be just summary. It won't be a critical review. That's the shortcoming. Okay. So if you ask me how to make things easier, for reading paper part, I still don't have a solution. What I've done is I've simplified what you need to do when you read a paper. That's what I could do at this stage. Okay? How to narrow down literature search, identify research gap. Please, these are the methods. Literally this. Okay, if you follow this process, you'll be able to find research gap. Okay? Okay, so now these are some of the relevant videos for you guys. And then if you go down to citation keyword analysis technique. Now, this is important. Okay, especially in the AI age, to avoid, no problem, Taslima, to avoid any fake information, if you apply this technique, you will save yourself from a lot of embarrassment. Okay, a lot of embarrassment in the long run. Because you have to understand, as a researcher, our name is public. Thesis is out there, publication is out there, people are citing. If your university caught you or university get flagged, all these are unnecessary problems. Okay, so let's go into CCAT. Why CCAT is important is to avoid this kind of embarrassment. You know, your name appearing on website, university name appearing on website, okay, and you know, this kind of misusing of AI, which lead to expelling, you know, a lot of different things are happening, which many people don't know, but yeah, okay. Narrow how many papers we need to read to develop a good LR, also depending on the topic. Some topic you need 200 papers, some topic you need 1,000 papers, some topic you only need 50 papers. It's not really a rule of thumb, okay, because every topic is different. Business management, you got so many papers published, versus if you're doing uh, a very niche area in geography, example, very little papers published in those areas, okay. As you experience, how long to finish PhD after defense? To finish PhD after defense. Normally, our students that we are coaching, the 4 and 5 will be very fast. The 1 to 3 is the one that takes time. Okay? All right. So this is what I call citation keyword analysis technique. Okay? Okay, Hidayah, no problem. Thank you. Okay, so I will go into citation keyword analysis technique. For this, okay, I'm going to use a paper. I'm going to talk about a topic on information system. We switch a bit so that it's a bit refreshing. From Gen Y, we switch to a different topic altogether. This is also a topic of my, okay, all right, sure. This is a topic of my interest, okay. So the prompt that I requested here is, if you were to do a literature, you can keep this prompt, okay, you can take this prompt. If you were to do a literature review for PhD thesis in the area of information system and firm performance, okay, in the area of information system and firm performance, literature review, PhD thesis, what are the published journal papers under Web of Science and Scopus indices would you recommend for literature review? What are the published journal papers under Web of Science and Scopus indices would you recommend for literature review? Okay. So wait, I forgot to open few other files. Okay, all right. So then the first say, okay, blah, 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 blah. You give me some, okay, see, the AI generated some of the very, very good journal, okay. Journal of Management Information System, Taylor and Francis Information System, Journal Wiley, European Journal Information System, also I think under Wiley, Decision Support System, Journal of Strategic Information. All these are very good journals. But, okay, but when the FLIR generate a problem statement for me, okay, so I told the FLIR from the articles mentioned above, generate a problem statement at PhD thesis standard. You see here, when it comes to key empirical review articles, big data analytics, MDPI, okay, mediating role, some archive journal. It's not even a proper journal. And then again, archive, okay, again, some open access journal. It's not really from the top tier journals, because AI cannot access the content of this journal. That's the problem. Many people don't know. So from these given journals, I asked the floor to write a problem statement for me from articles mentioned above, generate a problem statement at PhD thesis standard. Okay. So then the floor give me this problem statement lah. Okay, from here all the way to here. Okay, which I can tell you is not enough. For a PhD, this problem statement is not enough. It's more of a bachelor standard lah. That's why AI is very good fit for bachelors. Not really. Scopus AI is actually quite good. It's very limited function. It's not like this. Okay, I'm exploring it now. It's very limited functions, very ethical, and it's also using OpenAI. Okay, also using OpenAI. Same thing only. So the hallucination, the fake information, all that you cannot avoid because it's still using OpenAI model. But just that the optimization is more ethical. Okay, for someone at the early stage of a research project, what practical step can be taken to ensure clear and meaningful novelty? How do we know the novelty is solid enough for publication? Follow the method I taught today. You use AI, check with Google Scholar. If you don't want to use AI, just go to Google Scholar. You'll find with the right keywords, you'll find the right papers. Take the papers. If you want AI to read for you, you can upload. By my advice, also read the papers because then only you will know what is true and what is not true. AI for every other applications is very good. But when it comes to research at PhD master's level, when the first starts lying, you're basically reporting lies. That's where it becomes a major catastrophical error if they find out during Viva or defense, or even if a supervisor finds out. Okay? So that based on that, you need to make your judgment. If you ask me genuinely from my point of view, I would use Google Scholar, go and search what I want to search, pick up a paper with higher citation. Okay, higher citation, I'll take that paper, I'll start from that paper. I'll start crunching, I'll do snowball, I'll start crunching what happened after that. So I know the whole pathway. Okay? All right, so from this, I want to know how reliable is the information given, this whole problem statement. Okay, citation keyword analysis technique. So let's read this particular phrase. Moreover, although digital transformation and big data analytics have emerged as dominant themes in information system research, the long-term impact of these technologies on firm performance, especially in emerging markets and under-research industry, has not been fully explored. There is also a notable gap in understanding how internal organizational capabilities, IT management, data governance, mediate or moderate the IS performance linkage. Okay, you see here, this is the most important paragraph in this whole write-up. Okay, how many pages problem statement must be? At least, if you ask me, 1.5 to 2 pages for PhD standard. Okay, I've seen 7 pages, but if you ask me, minimum 1.5 to 2 lah. Anything lesser than that, I feel is not really explored well. How we can get research matrix tables, that will be another day's topic. That is another more complicated breakdown. Okay, let's finish this first. Okay, so from this now, this research gap lah. Okay, this research gap. So there's notable gap, blah, blah, blah. Now we need to know whether we can copy this and use or not in the first place. How to know whether this is true? Okay, this references is given and so on. So what we can do is, we can go back to these citations. We can check out. Okay, so first of all, what I do is very, very simple method. I pick up the keywords. Okay, example, digital transformation, I pick up. Big data analytics, big data. Long term, these are all important keywords, long term. Information system, firm performance, everything is a firm performance information system. Emerging markets, you can find it here. IT management is here behind this thing. Data governance, absorptive capacity, internal organization, this thing here, okay? These are all keywords I picked up. Okay, I want to check whether it's really the case or not. Because they say notable gap. Okay, this is a very strong word, a notable gap. So now I go back to the papers. These are the 2 papers. So if you read back this thing, Sedon et al. And Rai et al. It's very old, but it's okay. We're doing factual check now. Okay, Sedon et al., Rai et al. You open up this, you take the keyword, you take first, okay, I want to check digital transformation. Okay. Digital transformation, very simple. Zoom in, Control F, digital, don't have. Okay. I search in the next paper. For those who are just copy pasting from I believe some of you might have done, go and do this check. Okay, be very, very careful. Digital transformation also cannot be found. Okay, let's take one more keyword for the benefit of doubt. Let's take one more keyword. This is very, very important keyword, and this is the notable gap: internal organizational capability. Okay, as stated just now in ChatGPT. This is the notable gap. So we take this and find whether we can find those information in the paper or not, because it has to be there. It has to be there. That's why it's cited, right? It has to be there. So the papers are true, but the content cannot be found. Internal organization also cannot be found. Very, very unfortunate. So imagine if you write a PhD thesis that talks about internal organizational based on what ChatGPT give, with that two main citation, but in reality, those words are not even in the paper. And if your examiners find out, how you going to defend? This is something that you guys really need to understand. Keywords from the ChatGPT there, yeah. Digital transformation, big data analytics, information system, firm performance, internal organizational capabilities, IT management, data governance, absorptive capacity, all here, it's all there. All right. So after my complete check, this is the final result of CCAT. Okay. In RAI, there are only two keywords exist. Literally the topic itself lah. Information system, firm performance. That's it. The rest never exists. In Sedon's paper, three existed out of 10. Information system, firm performance, and big data. Okay. Though it's not relevant to what is stated there, but um, only three existed. Okay. All right. So that is how you can actually quickly find out. Okay, if you upload a PDF file or a particular paper and say, okay, can we retrieve the information on article? Okay, you go back to my first class, I uploaded on YouTube. I already explained about that part. Okay, I've already given algorithm for that. Okay, but yet follow the class very quickly, very, very closely. You will find a lot of issues there also. Okay, but this is even worse lah. This is even worse. Okay, so that is CCAT analysis. Okay, if you want to do critical analysis, if you want to use AI, be very, very careful. That's what the main agenda of the class today. Because more and more and more students are actually failing or getting major correction because examiners cannot find the information. Some of the examiners, especially in Malaysia, they're actually quite nice. So they don't want to embarrass the student. They just give them major correction and ask them to go and redo everything. Some of them are very brutal. Okay, even the UK, we have few cases. We have few cases in Ireland as well. Clients, they completely fail. Go and redo everything. Okay, then when I start investigating and start finding out, then I realize this is the actual problem. Because initially, the AI version cannot find the reference. Until now, some cases are still there. ChatGPT is a bit more better, but still some cases are there. But now the worst is, once you have the paper, you cannot find the content. You won't be able to trace it. Okay. Just to get your thoughts, for someone who is in the process of choosing a topic of master's thesis, do you think it's better to choose a topic with a lot of literature or a topic that is still developing and doesn't have much written? Still developing, not many written on it. Okay. So yeah. Anara AI or whatever AI, most of them are using open AI platform. Okay, this is what I'm telling you. Those are all secondary platform. There's Thesis AI, there's Jenny AI, there's Anara AI. You can go and investigate. You will find the same problem existing there. You can go and find. You can do the same analysis there. You will surely find out, because you know why. Anara AI, Thesis AI, Jenny AI, LEC AI, all these things, they are just your hand. Okay, imagine it's your hand. It's still connected to the same brain, which is OpenAI, ChatGPT, Copilot. Everything is OpenAI. Hallucination is part of the DNA of AI. So that's why you still need to put a lot of work to understand that it's actually true or not. But it depends on universities. Some universities, they don't really care. They say, as long as Turnitin AI is okay, you report fake information, so be it. Some universities I've heard of it. Okay, but in the long run, one way or another, it will come back and bite you. In research, it is a cycle. Okay, so I leave that to you guys. This is how you can quickly analyze before you get yourself into trouble. Now let's continue from here. Can I know objective of my research? Can I ask ChatGPT to write my problem statements, ignore scope after sharing those objectives? You can, you can, but the outcome, I don't know. Okay, you can. Of course you can. You definitely can, but I just shown you what happens. The rest I leave it to you. Okay, the rest I leave it to your decision. I don't want to say yes, I don't want to say no. It's very dangerous to say that. Okay, so okay, so along with that, what to do if you are stuck? Okay, these are some of our graduated clients this year. Okay, this especially Dr. Shanas, he actually failed last year, his PhD. Took him 1 year, 2 months to redo everything because he completely used AI. Everything literally blast out of AI. Okay, and he failed. So, and failed to the extent that the examiner did not want to become his examiner again. So this is a new examiner. All right. So we had to coach him back the whole thing in traditional way. That's why I'm very, very careful in this, what I say. I don't want to offend the students by saying don't use AI, use it. It's part of our life. You cannot do anything, but use it with intelligence. That's what I'm telling. Don't be like this. You don't want to fail and take 1 more year, 1.5 years to redo. You take a shortcut, it'll come back and bite you, one way or another. But if you take the shortcut intelligently, it might not come back and bite you. Okay, that's what I'm trying to establish today. So these are some of our students who graduated this year in various fields, various universities. And these are some of the recent published papers in Web of Science and Scopus. All right. So this is what we specialize in. These are the 8 core areas that we cover. PhD proposal consultancy, Scopus Web of Science publication, proposal defense preparation, thesis to journal conversion, data analysis and interpretation. Okay, we have literally almost templates in all these areas based on the case studies that we have conducted. Proposal defense examiner response, Viva corrections, okay, and thesis examiner response. Okay, sorry, Viva preparations, not corrections. This is Viva correction. Okay, we coach and consult in all these 8 areas, apart from proofreading and paraphrasing in AI. Okay, so to answer that, Guna, for PhD, which is better way to choose our topic education, you can use AI because AI will summarize for you what are the existing ideas in your area. Then from there, you can take it. You still need to do extra work because all of those are definitely not novel. You have to go to Google Scholar or any other platform that you prefer. Okay, I prefer Google Scholar. I leave it to you. You go and search. From there, you can snowball. You can see what is the latest work done. You need to still do your own research. Okay, you cannot leave everything to AI. So what is your opinion? It seems using AI will lead to more work, fact check, extra, or just do it traditionally. I really don't know. I'm in a junction, in a stage of my life. I'm very worried to tell students to use AI, but that's where everyone is heading. Universities are encouraging, people are encouraging because they're training and making money out of it and so on. But when I see more and more students failing and coming to me, I just cannot ignore the fact. So I make videos out of it. I show real scenarios where students fail and suffer. They get very embarrassed. I had one last week, Tuesday, failed his Viva. Also fully use AI. He used AI to expand the chapters 1 to 5 massively. Never do any fact check. He couldn't sustain in the Viva. 3 examiners, one from one from USM, one was internal. They virtually, they sort of murdered him. He came out, he was depressed. And then I think he saw my video and he called me. So then now we are coaching him now to find his way back. Okay, so be very, very careful there. All right. Okay, so after literature chapter, strategizing for publications. From my next class will be mostly on publication and thesis template, most likely. So from your chapters 1 to 3 and 4 and 5, what are the papers you can write? This is something that we specialize in a lot. So from chapters 1 to 3, you can easily write your concept paper, scoping review paper, and SLR paper. If possible, don't write bibliometric paper. Bibliometric paper is being flagged by Scopus. Scopus don't want to see so much of bibliometric. So now we are changing our method. We are doing systematic review-based bibliometric. So don't do only bibliometric. You won't go very far. All right. If your supervisor say, tell your supervisor I said so. He or she can always come speak to me, because we hear a lot of news from Scopus. All right. Scoping review is good. Scoping review, no problem. Scoping review, systematic review is good. Okay. Then for chapters 4 and 5, empirical paper, SRR meta-analysis, scoping review. These are all the papers you can write from your chapters 4 and 5. 1 to 3, immediately start. Once you finish 1 to 3, immediately start on this, because it takes time to get acceptance. All right. So how important is proofreading? Human based lah. Okay, although we don't really focus on this anymore, because we are very, very busy with Turnitin AI. We are getting so many jobs on Turnitin AI removal that we really don't have time for this. Okay, but nonetheless, this is how we proofread. Okay, this is how we really get in touch with the content. Critical. This is the comments I talk about. This is what Grammarly or AI won't be able to. Actual comments of how we feel as an examiner. Okay, what are the problems that we are facing? Okay, free critical comments and so on. So for proofreading, we do offer up to 30% off proofreading, translation, and formatting services altogether, up to 30% off. And we provide lifetime language warranty as well. Whether journal, thesis, proposal, whatever, you get lifetime language warranty. Okay, all right, so that's what we do. And for today's class, you'll get a lot of notes. Okay, you'll get systematic review, how to build your chapter 2 systematic review, step by step how to do systematic review, how to find research gap for qualitative research, how to write your PhD proposal, and our gold standard sample thesis. This is a student of us who completed his PhD in 2 years and 7 months with 17 publications. He's working in Oman at the moment. He's an assistant professor there. I will share this sample thesis with you. You can see the standard that we maintain. You can see the standard that we did here. We consulted here. And then you can see the standard that AI is giving you. You can compare and you will know what is required. Okay, all right. So how to contact you for further information. For those who want to be in touch for consulting and so on, this is my WhatsApp link. Okay, just a moment. This is my WhatsApp link. You can get in touch directly. And then all this in Telegram group, I think most of it are there. You can check and see, Hafsa. Most of it are there. What is bibliometric is just that they don't like it because they're not really getting pure value out of bibliometric. So Scopus don't really like it. Web of Science will follow also. Okay. How many times we can cite the journal? As many times as you want. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. All right. So with that, thank you very much. We are done with our class sharp at 4:32. We try to follow the timing lah. Okay. So how do I stop sharing? Okay, there you go. Okay. All right. So it's done. Any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer. Okay. I hope I did justice for the class today. I hope you guys learned something new. Slides I will share. Not now. I'll share very soon once I finish all the classes. Kusai, what was your question again, Kusai? Can you paste again? No wonder my paper not received yet from journal editor. Oh, you need bibliometric. Maybe it'll get through, Najib. Maybe it'll get through. I don't know. But this is latest news. This is latest news from Scopus publishers, right? They don't want bibliometric. They want systematic review, but not bibliometric. Systematic review with bibliometric, they're okay. Okay. We will send email to everyone. So make sure you guys are registered so I can email all of you. Okay. I hope that is helpful. Okay, good. So take extra care when you use your AI. I'm not against it, but more and more failures that we are observing. So take extra care lah. All right, that's all I can say. So Miss Husna, over to you.